Good morning to all of you. I welcomes to all in our lecture series on mathematical physics, that is your core paper 8 belongs to 4th semester BSc syllabus. In our last class we have been discussed about Cauchy's integral theorem. In detail we have been discussed. According to Cauchy's integral theorem, closed integration fj dz will be 0 if fj will be analytic in this curve, inside this curve. Okay, suppose this is your region. This is your total region R, and we are going to consider a small region C which is inside this curve. And if inside this curve, if the function is analytic, that means function is continuous and it's a first derivative also continuous inside this region or inside this contour, then according to CIT or Cauchy's integral theorem, closed integration around this curve C of this function fz, which is inside this. Suppose fz, this area is defined by a function fz, then closed integration C fz dz will be equal to 0. Okay, or in either way it can be written as if C is simple closed curve, that means inside this curve there is no hole, then we can say that the full area is analytic. If it is so, then fz dz closed integration C will be equal to 0. Okay, so in today class we are going to discuss about apply of Cauchy's integral theorem for simply and multiple connected regions. Okay, so first we have to consider simply connected region. The statement is, if fz is analytic in a simply connected region R, then z1 to z2 integration from z1 to z2 fz dz is independent of path of integration and depends on only end points, that is your z1 and z2. Here this is the figure, whatever it is written is represented by this figure 1. Here you can see the whole area is considered as region R, whole area, or you can consider the complex plane is considered as region R. Inside this region R, we are going to be consider two curves. First we have to consider 2 points, z1 and z2. Okay, and line integration from z1 to z2 fz dz, line integration from z1 to z2 fz dz will be equal. Either you have to move from in this way z1 to z2, or you have to move from z1 to z2 this way. Either way, if you are going to take the line integral, you are going to get the same answer. Okay, so here is the proof. I suggest you watch the video carefully, pause the video and write down the note accordingly. Okay, so consider a closed path C. Closed path C, that means this is the closed path C in the region R. Suppose the whole region is R, so C is the closed path, this one. The function fz is analytic in R, so whatever the function we are going to be considered inside the region is fully analytic. Analytic means there is no hole present inside this region or inside this curve. So here the points z1 and z2 lie on C. z1 and z2 lie on C. Let this total curve is C, and again it is further divided by C1 and C2, that we are going to discuss. Wait, and the points z1 and z2 lie on C. The path z1 to z2 via D is denoted by C1. Path z1 to z2 via E is denoted by C2. So this is the full curve C. This is the full curve C, and it is divided by two paths, that is your z1 d z2 which is named as C1, and another path is Z1 E Z2, the path is named as C2. Okay, the two curves C1 and C2 together form a simple closed curve C. What I told, that C is nothing but C1 plus C2. Okay, so C1 plus C2, if I am going to consider, don't consider the direction. Okay, you just consider the area bounded this one. This area bounded by C is summation of or addition of this curve and this curve. Okay, don't consider the direction. About direction we are going to discuss. Okay, the two curves C1 and C2 together form a simple closed curve C. Then by Cauchy's theorem, here Fz is fully analytic, inside this fully analytic, so Fz dz closed integration C will be equal to 0. Okay, now here you can consider that, or line integration, this closed integration C, this C is your closed integration, this one closed integration, this one. Okay, or you can consider that C, the direction of the C will be this one, separately I shown, but don't draw here. Okay, not to be required. So according to Cauchy's integral theorem, this closed integration about C Fz dz equal to 0, because Fz is the analytic function. Now here C is nothing but the addition of C1 and C2. Two curves join together and forms C. So we can write line integration of C1 plus line integration of C2. See, this C can be divided into C1 Fz dz plus C2 Fz dz. I not written this step, you just write down. Okay, here C1 Fz dz plus C2 Fz dz, but from this figure we can found C1 is along the clockwise direction, C2 is your counterclockwise or anti-clockwise direction, and we have been discussed previously that if counterclockwise direction means we have to consider that will be positive direction is counterclockwise, so obviously clockwise is going to be considered as negative. Okay, so here C1 is your clockwise direction, so we are going to consider negative. So it's minus C1 Fz dz plus C2 is your clockwise anti-clockwise direction or counterclockwise direction, so it will be positive. And here it is written C1 traverse clockwise sense, that is your we have to consider negative, C2 anti-clockwise sense positive. So this can be written as minus C1 Fz dz plus C2 line integration C2 Fz dz will be equal to 0. That implies we can found Fz dz C1 equal to line integration of C2 Fz dz. So here we conclude that the line integral of an analytic function, this is most important, analytic function between 2 points in the region is independent of path connecting the points. So if the whole region is analytic, we consider a region, and inside this region we consider a curve. So inside this curve, if function Fz, inside this curve, suppose the function is Fz is enclosed the function that is named as Fz, and if Fz is analytic means it is continuous and its first derivative also continuous everywhere, then according to Cauchy's integral theorem, here you can write Cauchy's integral theorem, Cauchy's integral theorem or CIT. In short, we can write CIT. According to CIT, this will be going to be 0, and if C is going to be divided with two separate curves C1 and C2, C1 traverse in clockwise, C2 traverse in anti-clockwise, then we can found that line integration along C1 Fz dz will be equal to C2 Fz dz. That means along C1 whatever the value, along C2 exactly same value we are going to be find out. So if we are going to consider another line, that means some from here to here, suppose C3, also we are going to get, we are going to get the same, that is C3 FJ dz. That means here the line integral only depends upon the end point. End points means depends upon the Z1 and Z2, not depends upon the path followed. Okay, so no need to draw this C3 and FZ everything. You just draw the figure here and try to follow the video to understand the things whatever I have been written. And I suggest that here this step you have to add in your note, perfectly write down your note. Next come to the for multiply or doubly connected region. First we have to consider doubly connected region. What will be the apply if we are going to apply Cauchy's integral theorem for doubly connected region, then what is going to be the conclusion that we are going to discuss. And for multiple or n number of holes connected region. Okay, so first we have to consider your doubly connected region. So statement is that let Fz be analytic in a region. Let Fz is analytic in a region R. See, earlier we have been discussed that we considered a large region R, and inside this region we have been considered a curve bounded by, and here doubly connected means the doubly connected region means we have to consider two simple closed curves. That means here this is a closed curve and another closed curve C2. This is C1 and this is C2. So inside this we have been consider a function that is your Fz. Okay, which is analytic. Then what we can found? We can found that closed integration C dash Fz dz will be equal to C1 Fz dz plus C2 Fz dz will be equal to 0. What is the meaning of the C dash? That we are going to discuss in detail. Here you just watch. So two simple closed curves, that is this one. Suppose this region R, inside this region R, or we considered a region R which is bounded, any region R which is bounded by the two curves. This is your C1 and this is your C2. See, here I told that this is the whole region R. Here as per the writing in the note, I have been considered this region is R, which is bounded by these two curves C1 and C2. C1 is the larger radius, C2 is smaller radius, you can say, if it is circle. So two simple closed curves C1 and C2 represented by the figure 2. This is figure 2. And also on C1 and C2, so we defined a Fz function which is analytic on the C1 and on the C2 and inside the region which is in between C1 and C2. You just focus upon the shaded region, whatever I am shading. Okay, in this region, that function, whatever the function we are going to consider, that will be analytic. And also this function Fz also analytic on the curve C2 and on the curve C1. If it is so, then closed integration of C dash Fz dz will be equal to C1 Fz dz plus C2 Fz dz. This is line integration. Okay, line integration C1 Fz dz, line integration C2 Fz dz will be equal to 0. Or we can write see, this equal to 0. So from here we can write C1 Fz dz will be equal to C2 Fz dz. Okay, but here it is closed. Closed integration C1 Fz dz will be equal to closed integration C2 Fz dz. So here C dash is what? C dash is the whole simple connected curve by considering crosscut. Okay, whatever we have been written in the statement, we are going to discuss in detail. Here you just focus. Okay. So initially we have been defined this region which is enclosed by C1 and C2, right, by using crosscut. So here we can found that in this region, in this region, in this region the function is not exist. Function is not exist. So as it is doubly connected region, first we have to convert this doubly connected region to simple connected region, because if we are going to be consider Cauchy's integral theorem, then whenever we are going to write C, Fz, dz, here C has to be your simple connected region, whatever very beginning I have been told to you. On the, you can follow the Cauchy's integral theorem. At the end I told that Fz should be analytic and f dash z should be continuous in that domain, and domain has to be simply connected, not doubly connected. But in this case the region is doubly connected. First we have to convert the doubly connected region to simple connected region by using crosscut. So by using crosscut, PQ, see, PQ and P dash Q dash, which is in the figure figure 3. This is your figure 3. Okay, figure 3, this one. And by using PQ and P dash Q dash, we converted this doubly connected region to simple connected region, this one. Also this is figure 3. So this doubly connected has been converted to simple connected region by using PQ and P dash Q to crosscuts. Okay, now here you can see the whole curve. Here you can see, suppose you starts from here, okay, and you draw the curve. See, this one, this, without I'm removing my pencil, I'm drawing this curve. So I entered through this with the help of this crosscut, again moved around on the C2 curve without removing my pencil, and again by P dash Q dash crosscut, again I came out to the initial point. Again you have to watch carefully. From here I start. So I moved on the curve C1, C1 without removing my pencil, and with the help of this crosscut PQ I entered, and again I moved on the curve C2, and with the help of P dash Q dash I came out to the initial position. That means whatever the curve I defined now, my pencil, that is fully connected, and we defined that the region, this one R, okay, region 1. But here if I am going to define this region R, I have to draw C1 curve like this, then I have to remove my pencil and I have to put another curve C2. So 2 times I have to draw to define this region R. So hence it is called as the doubly connected region. But here with a single curve, this one, I have been represented or defined this region R. Now this is converted to simply connected region with the help of 2 crosscuts, and the whole curve with the help of which we have been defined this region R, that curve, that whole curve, this one, the whole curve is nothing but your C dash. Okay, the whole curve C dash is nothing but what? C dash is how much? Here you can see, suppose you are starting from here, and this length, this width between two lines is very small, that we have been already discussed. Del x is tends to 0, and many books they have been also considered only one line, along one line gone to the interior curve and came out along with the same line. Okay, I told in your last class, this is your two doubly connected region. Okay, so to convert it simple connected region, some books they have been considered only one line as a crosscut. Okay, so how they have been considered? So here you moved like this on the C1 curve, and moved with the help of this cross cut to the interior curve, then moved on the C2 curve like this, C2, again come out, again you have been came out to the initial point through the same line. Okay, this type of representation also you can found in some other book, but here for our easy understanding we have been considered two lines which is very close to each other. That means the width of this or the closeness is del x. If you are going to consider this width is del x, it is very small, or that is tends to 0. So here what I told to you, that here the curve C dash, which is represents the whole curve, that is the summation of what? Summation of C1 curve. This is the from here to here, means what? Is the line integration due to curve C1, again plus line integration of PQ. You got my point. C dash, the whole curve is not is the summation of the line integrals. Line integrals means from here to here. What is the line integration? With the help of C1 curve, plus again from here to here, that is your P1 line integration, then plus line integration of this one, this curve is C2, then line integration of P dash Q dash. So this C, the whole curve, with the help of which we have been defined the R as a simple connected region, or we can say with the help of which we converted this doubly connected region to simply connected region, that curve is represented as C dash. Got it? Now if it is so, according to CIT, according to Cauchy's integral theorem, or in short I can write CIT, here we can CIT, we can write the closed integration. See, this is the closed integration, this is C, the whole curve whatever we have been drawn, this C is, it is a closed. So if it is closed, then one can be write with the help of CIT, C dash closed integration fz dz equal to 0, because inside this curve this fz is analytic. That means fz is continuous and its first derivative also continuous. So hence fz is analytic inside this closed curve. Remember it, inside this closed curve. So it will be equal to 0 according to CIT. So same thing it has been written. So closed curve of C1, closed integration due to the curve C dash fz dz equal to 0 due to Cauchy's integral theorem. Okay. Now, as I told that C1 is nothing but addition or summation of C1, line integration of C1 plus PQ plus C2 plus P dash Q dash. So we can write in the similar manner that closed integration of C dash fz dz will be equal to C1 fz dz. C1 fz dz line integration. This is line integration. Carefully we have to write line integration plus PQ line integration fz dz plus C2 line integration fz dz plus Q dash P dash fz dz. This is your Q dash P dash I have been written. From here to here, this is PQ, and coming at the time I'm coming out, we consider Q dash P dash. So this is your Q dash P dash fz dz equal to 0. Here PQ and Q dash P dash are the path in opposite direction. This P dash and Q dash, sorry, PQ and Q dash P dash, the length is the same, the direction is opposite. If we are going to consider the line integration along this plus along this, obviously it will be 0. Okay. because both are equal and opposite direction. So here PQ and Q dash P are the path in the opposite direction, so they cancel with each other. So from this equation, this 2 is going to be cancelled out. So what we are going to get? Closed integration C dash fz dz will be equal to C1 fz dz plus C2 line integration. This is line integration. Okay, line integration C2 fz dz equal to 0. That we have been proved the first one. This one, first one. Then we have to prove this one. C1 fz dz equal to C2 fz dz. How? See. C1. Now we are going to consider C1. Here, from here to here, whenever I moved, in which direction I moved? Anticlockwise. Counterclockwise I moved on the curve C1. But when I moved on C2, in which direction I moved? The direction is clockwise. So as we discussed, counterclockwise has been taken as positive sense and clockwise has been taken as to be as negative sense. Then here it also I written C1 traverse in anticlockwise, that is your positive sense. C2 traverse in clockwise, that is your negative sense. So closed integration C1 fz dz is equal to, if we are going to consider the direction of C1, if we are going to consider, see, this length is very small. That means this curve also can be considered as a closed. C1 also can be considered as a closed because this length is very small. But if we are going to consider C1 direction, then it will be considered as a positive. But C2 likewise, here from here in this way I moved on the C2. So as this width is very small and some books they have been written a single line itself. So whenever I'm moving here to here, this is the line integral, we can say it is a closed line integration along C2. But however, C2 is the traverse along what? Along your clockwise direction. Okay. So as C2 along your clockwise direction, so C2 will be considered as minus C2, closed integration. Whenever we are going to consider C2 closed, then it will be closed integration fz dz will be equal to 0. That implies C dash fz dz will be equal to C1 closed integration fz dz. This will be minus closed integration C2 fz dz will be equal to 0. That implies closed integration C1 fz dz will be equal to closed integration C2 fz dz. Hence it has been proved. Okay, next we have to move for the multiple or n number of holes. Suppose we consider a region. Suppose this inside this we consider a region which is bounded by the curves C and C1, C2, C3 up to Cn. So this is the curve we have been defined, which is bounded by the n number of curves. Then for that case, what is going to be happen, that we are going to be discuss here. Okay. So this will be very similar with doubly connected region, whatever we have been discussed here. So here we are going to consider Cn number of curves. Okay, if fz is analytic in a domain bounded by non-intersecting closed curves C1, C2, C3 up to Cn. This is your figure 4. Suppose we are going to consider a domain which is bounded by non-intersecting closed curves C1. See, this is your C curve, C1 curve, C2, C3, C up to Cn. Up to Cn curves are present. So inside this area, I am telling about this area. This area is your what? Fz, function Fz. So if you are going to move in this area, then you can move smoothly, or the function is analytic in this area. But if you are going to move inside this hole, or if your leg is gone inside this hole, you will be fall down in that well. That means here inside this or inside this curve, the function is not analytic. So here the function fz is defined. Here the fz has been constructed or considered by considering Cn number of non-interacting closed curve. This is your C curve, C1, C2, C3, Cn curves. In between that, whatever the area, that is nothing but called as your belongs to function fz, which will be the analytic. Okay. So if it is so, then introducing crosscuts, the region converted to simple connected region C dash, that is your figure 5. So if it is so, then the whole this is your so-called multiple connected region. Now it can be easily convert to simple connected region. If we are going to convert simple connected region, then we can apply the CIT, Cauchy's integral theorem. Here Cauchy's integral theorem could not be applicable. So first we have to convert this multiple connected region to simple connected region with the help of the crosscuts. Here with the help of the crosscuts means this is your P1, P1, Q1, P1 dash, Q1 dash, like that. Using crosscuts, here we defined it, or we can say we constructed the curve C1, which is called as your with the help of C dash curve, this region, this multiple region converted to simple connected region C. This C dash is nothing but, suppose you starts from here. Okay, here means you gone like this, using this crosscut. Again you traverse on the curve C2, came out on the surface, outer surface, again gone to the surface of the C2, came out on the outer surface, then with the help of this crosscut, like this, like this. So with the help of a single curve C dash, we have been defined, or we converted this multiple connected region to simple connected region. Okay, now then we can apply the CIT, Cauchy's integral theorem. Then we can found the closed integration of C. Closed integration of C means this one, your outer curve C will be equal to your C1 plus closed integration C2 up to closed integration Cn fz dz. These things we are going to get. See how it will be. So here what we used the crosscuts. So the pair of the crosscuts are P1 Q1, P1 dash, Q1 dash, P1 Q1, P1 dash, Q1 dash. Okay, so here I'm going to zoom for you, it will better. Another pair of the crosscut, P2 Q2, P2 dash, Q2 dash, P3 Q3, P3 dash, Q3 dash, and so on. So on means up to Pn Qn, Pn dash, Qn dash. Okay, so n number of curves inside this C, n number of curves are there, C1, C2, C3 up to Cn. Okay, now here using the crosscuts, here I written the pairs of crosscuts. The figure 4, that is your multiple connected region due to C1, C2, Cn up to Cn converted to simple connected region formed by curve C dash. Whatever I have been explained to you. So if we are going to start from here, then with the help of C dash means without removing the pencil, what is the curve? See, by using crosscut, see here, this one, I started from here, moved like this with the help of the crosscut P2 Q2, P2 Q2, I gone over the C2 curve and moved around the C2 curve and came out to the outer surface and again moved like this. Okay, you just watch, my pencil is not going to be removed a single time itself. Okay, and reach the initial point. Again I'm going to show you. See, like this, like this, like this, came out, again traversed, again entered, again came out. So with the help of this curve, whatever I drawn now, single curve, that is your C dash, the whole joint curve C dash. Okay, connected, formed by curve C dash. Hence by Cauchy's integral theorem, your CIT, we can write the closed integration C dash fz dz will be equal to 0, because inside this C dash the whole region is your analytic, or the function is analytic, because I have been subtracted these regions by using crosscut. Okay, so here C dash, you see, C dash, the closed curve C dash is the addition of the large number of line integrals. What are the line integrals? See, here C dash is the line integral, is the addition of the line integral of C plus P1 Q1 C1, like that. I'm going to show you. See, first of all, here see, wait, I'm going to separately, I'm going to show you, it will be better for you. No, here itself I am going to be show you. See, the C dash is the addition of line integration of first C. C means this whole curve, outer curve. Okay, outer curve C. That means suppose you starts from here. So this is the, you gone to this much distance, again gone through P1 Q1 P2 Q2 P2 Q2 line integration. Carefully you have to watch. Suppose first you starts from here, so you gone from here to here. Suppose from here to here the line integration is C1. Suppose suppose your starting point, this is your A. No need to write this A, B, and from here A to B first you moved. Okay, first you moved from A to B. Okay, from here this is your starting point A, and you moved up to B. Okay, I have to write A to B line integration. Here I have to write, it will better. So closed integration C dash, first I have starts from here A point, A to B, that is A to B line integration plus P2 to P2 to Q2 P2 Q2 plus again this one C2, the line integration C2 plus here P2 dash Q2 dash line integration P2 dash Q2 dash. Okay, then plus this one, suppose this point is your C and this point is your D. So then you moved from C to D, so plus C to D line integration plus after reached D you moved to this way on the surface of C3. So with the help of P3 Q3 P3 Q3, then plus you moved on the surface C3, so the line integration C3, then you have been used this line by coming out to the surface, outer surface. Okay, so what is the line integration? That is your P3 Q3 dash P3 dash Q3 dash. Then suppose this is your point D and this is your point, suppose this point is D E and this point is F. Suppose this point is F, this is E and this is F. So after reaching the point E, then you moved on the outer surface and moved up to F. That means your line integration, then EF, then you have been used Pn Qn. See, likewise here I have been represented only 3 cores, and I have been considered dot 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 so on. N numbers of cores will be present inside this uh, large core. N number of small holes or small cores are there. So likewise, so from E to F, I moved to E to F, then Pn Qn, then Pn Qn line integration, then then Cn Pn Qn, then closed line integration Cn plus Pn dash Qn dash. Okay, then plus you came out here EF. Suppose this point is G, this point is your G. From G to if GH, suppose this point is H, this point is H, so you moved G to H, G to H, suppose this is your capital G to H. Then after reaching H, you gone this way with the help of P1 Q1, then moved on the C1 curve line integral C1, then P1 dash Q1 dash. Okay, so here P3 dash Q3 dash, then we have been considered the end curve. In between that, large number of curves will be there. In between the large number of curves will be there. So here one thing I am going to explain. For one thing I have to explain, I drawn these things. Here you see this one, A to B, okay, plus C to D, C point to D point, this one line integration, then C to D, then E to F, this integration, E to F, then G to H, then G to H, this line integration, G to H. G to H. If I will add this line integrations, what I am going to get? I will get the large circle's length C. If you got my point, as this length is very small, these lines are parallel and closed with each other, so this length is very small. So A to B plus C to D plus E to F plus G to H is nothing but your outer curve length. So instead of writing this plus this plus this plus this, I can write only C. Okay, so to explain this one, I drawn this one. Okay, no need to write these things. And also I suggest that you should not to write this A B point and C D point for explanation. I have been written over here, but I suggest don't write in your note, you just write whatever I have been written over here. Okay, so here C dash will be first the outer surface length, that is your C. Outer surface length means from here to here, as this width are very small, so outer surface length is your C. Line integral of C Fz dz plus P1 Q1 plus, suppose I have been starts from here, suppose I am going to start, so P1 Q1, then C1, then P1 dash Q1 dash, like that. So P1 Q1 plus C1, then Q1 dash P1, then Q1 dash P1, then here P2 Q2, C2, Q2 dash P2, then here P3 Q3, C3, and Q3 P3, then so on, Pn Qn, Cn, Qn dash, Pn dash. So here C2, and this is your Q2 dash, P2 dash, Q2 dash, P2 dash, and so on. Here I not written regarding P3 Q3. Regarding this I not written. Here I written so on the end curve, that is your PNQN plus PNQN line integration C1 FZ plus QN dash PN dash line integration equal to 0. But pairs of cross cuts are opposite direction with each other, so they will be cancelled. Wherever the cross cuts we have been considered, they are going to be cancelled. See, this integral will be cancelled with this one. This integral will be cancelled with this one. Likewise, in case of C3, whatever I not written here, also P3 Q3 line integration, Q3 P3 line integration is going to be cancelled out. So finally, what we are going to get? We can get closed integration C dash Fz dz will be equal to this one. The outer surface length, that is represented by C. This is the outer surface length. Outer surface length C line integration. Okay, line integration, not closed. Fz dz plus plus here one step I forgot. So this after cancelling the cross cuts, so this will be C Fz dz plus C1 Fz dz plus line integration C2 Fz dz plus so on Cn Fz dz. Now this is interesting. You can see, if we are going to consider this will be closed curve, or we are going to consider the direction as well as it will be closed, then what will be its sign? See, C is traversing along anti-clockwise, that means positive sense. So if we are going to consider C will be your closed curve, then it will be closed curve C Fz dz positive sense, then plus C1. If we are going to consider C1 here, C1 is traversing along clockwise, that means your negative sense, minus C1 closed. Likewise C2 also traversing along your clockwise, so it will be minus C2. Likewise, so on we can get Cn. Here you can Cn traversing along clockwise, so also it will be minus, because C1 C2 Cn traversed in clockwise direction, that is negative sense. C traversed anti-clockwise direction, positive sense. So that implies we can write closed integration C dash Fz dz will be equal to closed integration C Fz dz minus C1 here minus, this is minus means here we can substitute this minus C1 Fz dz minus C2 Fz dz closed integration. Okay, closed in up to so on minus, this is minus closed integration Cn Fz dz will be equal to 0. Now you just consider this much. Then what we are going to get? That implies this one Fz dz will be equal to, if we are going to take these terms to the right side, then we can get closed integration C1 Fz dz plus closed integration C2 Fz dz and so on closed integration Cn Fz dz. Hence it has been proved whatever we have been defined initially. Okay, so this is your consequences or application of CIT, Cauchy's integral theorem, in case of simple, multiple or doubly connected region, and if multiple connected region. Write down this note carefully and ready for the next class. We are going to do the problems, numericals, by using this theorem. Here I am going to do a simple 2 problems for you, that you can clear what we discussed, or what is the main motivation or objective motivation that we have been studied the Cauchy's theorem here. Okay, the first question is that, so this is the question that we have to evaluate closed integration C e to the j dz, where C is a unit circle. Unit circle means we have to consider the circle which is having the radius r and center at 0. This is a complex plane, center is at 0 0 and having the radius is 1. radius is 1. So if we are going to consider this closed curve, inside this curve the function is e to the power z, e to the power z is there, and what will be the closed integration of this one. So here, according to Cauchy's integral theorem, if fz will be analytic inside a closed curve C, then the value will be 0. So e to the power z will be analytic everywhere in the complex plane. Obviously also it will be analytic in this curve. So hence the value of this integral will be equal to 0. Directly you can write 0. Another question is that you can write this questions whatever I'm discussing now. This is one of the interesting question. That is, this is your z square minus 2 by z minus 2 dz. Where is here the function is what? Here the function z square minus 2 by z minus 2. So here z minus 2 will be equal to 0 if we are going to consider. If z minus 2 will be 0, then function not to be analytic. So if z minus 2 we are going to consider equal to 0, then z equal to 2. So at z equal to 2, the function is not analytic. First, that point we have to locate in the complex plane, that is your x dash, y dash. Suppose this is your 1, this is your 2, and this is I, 2i, like that. So z is equal to 2. That means point is 2, 0, right? Here, this point. At this point exactly, I located here in the complex plane this point. This point means this is your z equal to 2 at this point. At this point, the function, that is your z square minus 2 by z minus 2 could not be analytic. Okay, if we have to put z equal to 2 here, then it will be 0. It could not be defined. Fz will be infinite, could not be definable. So or you can say not analytic. So here the function is not analytic. But in the question, carefully you have to watch. In the question it has been given that the curve whatever we are going to be choose, the closed curve whatever we are going to consider, that radius is how much? 1. The radius is 1. So center is at 0, radius is how much? Radius is 1, like this. Radius is 1. So the curve whatever we have to consider as per the question, the curve is this one. We have to consider the region this one. Inside this region, this z equal to 2 is there? No. This point is outside this region. That means inside this region, this function fully analytic. Only this point, at this point, this function could not be definable, or not to be first derivative not to be continuous, or you can say not analytic at this point. But inside this, it is fully analytic if it is as per the question. So as per the question, this value will be how much? According to CIT, closed integration C, z square minus 2 by z minus 2 dz will be equal to 0, because inside this curve C having the radius is equal to 1, the function is fully analytic. So hence the this will be directly we can consider equal to 0. Now another question we are going to be considered. Suppose fz will be equal to integration 1 by z dz. 1 by z dz. So here z equal to 0, at z equal to 0, the function is not analytic. That means this is your complex plane. So here we are going to consider a closed curve. Whatever the closed curve, that curve will be include the origin. But the origin z equal to 0 is the point where this function 1 by z is not analytic. Here what we are going to do? Here the value will be how much? Here CIT could not be work. Or how we have to handle this question, that we are going to discuss in our next class. Whenever a point will be inside the curve, the singular point, that means z equal to 0 is a singular point where the function not to be analytic. If that point will be inside the curve, then how we are going to be handle this type of question, that we are going to be discuss in detail in your next class. Write down these two questions and also write down the note whatever we have been discussed in this class. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.